This is the Limestone Lowdown. Hear the sound when you live to the issues all around. From every corner, let's make it clear. The change we need is starting here.
Go ahead.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the latest episode of the Limestone Lowdown. I've got a special guest with us. We've got Mrs Diane Steele with the NAACP. Last week there was a public hearing at City Hall Chambers about Strain Road. The residents out there have been waiting years, coming to City Council repeatedly asking about getting the drainage and then the sewage, because it's not just like an overnight fix. It's a long process, but it's kind of been ignored over the last few years, and we've finally made some headway. I know earlier this year there was some grant money that they promised. It was like a couple $1 million. Mr. Lucas and that was one of the reasons that he ran again, was he wanted to finish that project. So welcome, and thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. So we'll give you the floor, and we'll let you kind of talk about what you and the NAACP has been working with this community, and then we'll dive right into some questions.
Sure. Look, I'm glad to be here today. I appreciate you having me. First of all, anybody that wants to shine a real light on Strain Road, I'm all for that, seriously. But yeah, I'm Diane Steele. I am with the Limestone County NAACP. We've been around forever. Of course, it was founded in 1905. We've had a branch here in Limestone County forever, seriously, for many, many years. We tackle different things, of course, our DNA is comprised of justice and equality. Right. Okay. And I will just back up a little bit. Equity as opposed to equality. Equity would be our thing. But looking at those pieces in our city that is just plain old unfair, unjust, that's where we usually are, speaking up and about that. I happen to be the Political Action Chair Committee. We took on Strain Road, though. Political action is advocacy and civic engagement, as you know, as well. But the piece about out to vote and everything, that's one of my babies. We love to turn out the vote because many of us already understand that's where our power lies. That's where our voices can be heard the best. However, there's other work for us to do. Happen to be the second vice president in our branch. We have an office here at Hobbs Plaza, 809 Hobbs Plaza. But we do a lot of deep diving into issues. A lot of times our voices are not heard. Sometimes our local media choose to ignore the things that are being said.
We almost say what local media?
Exactly. And even sometimes our TV stations.
100%.
Absolutely. Yeah. They will do a story and it will not reflect anything that really happened. So that's the reason I was so glad to see your piece that you wrote. We're appreciative of that.
Well, and I think that too, talking about getting out to vote, it's almost like we've gotten accustomed to this hustle and bustle of the world, and people are like, man, I can't go to city council meetings, I can't go to county commission meetings, my kids have got this, my kids have got that, I've got various things, and so a lot of things almost get overlooked. I had never even heard about Strain Road, except we've been going for the last 30-something council meetings in a row, and someone got up and we saw that there was a news station there that night, and we're like, what's going on with Strain Road? And then we start hearing that there's like active lawsuits going on. We're like, why are people having to live in our city like this? So it's almost like that awareness too, bringing that awareness aspect, and almost people are gonna have to do their due diligence and step up for the voice, for a voice that they don't have. I mean, I don't live on Strain Road, but I don't think anybody should have to live like that either.
Well, let me ask you a question. You talked about the get out to vote and everything. What happened this time? Well, I mean, I feel like it was within the last city election. I feel like it was like, did people not know there was an election or what? I feel like it was just like where's everybody at?
Yeah, not even talking about not even talking about the winners. It's just like the low
Turnout.
the turnout.
Yes, the low turnout. Do you have any speculation on that? or-
Absolutely. Really, if you look at history, people don't turn out for municipal elections. One, they
Right.
really don't.
Right.
It's surprising to think that you have people right here in this city. They never voted for the mayor. Never. They don't even know where to go to vote. Absolutely. We found that to be the case this summer. A lot of people just educating people on that alone was a big feat.
Right.
Really.
And then it's
So
off your
municipal
election,
elections,
too.
and that's all races. That crosses
the
all.
board.
However, those powers that be, they manage to make sure they get their people out to vote. And therefore, that's the way we should. We should be taking a page out of their playbook.
What we should be the powers that be on that.
Absolutely. In
So-
turn, that's our power.
Yeah.
That's where we can exert power is at the ballot box. Seriously. However, it needs to be a concerted effort and a collaborative effort amongst people that feel like you feel. Okay.
And this was the first municipal election in 5 years. And I feel like it was kind of like a failure. Do you think we should go back to putting it with the presidential election, the governor's races? That
same
way
year.
there's more draw.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I couldn't wait for this election. You know, that was too long. And you know the legislators changed that and had these elections 5 years and all of that.
And now it's
Yeah,
going to
we remember when it
continuously
happened.
be on and off your election.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We
You
knew
know?
what we had to deal with for 5 years. But no, I'm for going back the way it was.
Okay.
Okay, absolutely.
And what about I know we're completely off topic here, but like, what about the hand ballots? Like, are do you think we need to go back to handwritten ballots and not the machines? Because they talk about the voter integrity and things like that. I've heard both sides of it. I haven't really been
I'm
keeping
slow
up with it.
to tap into conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
And that may be one, I'm not for sure, but
Yeah.
taking that ballot, we all know that technology, you have to move with technology.
Right.
I'm not one that would think we need to still do outdated things. What I would say is that whatever avenues we have of voting, and that includes absentee voting, all of that stuff. We need to remember all the different ways that people can vote, expose them to all the information, and help wherever we can. That's my thing about
And getting people
voting.
actually out.
Turn out the vote.
Turn
I'm
out.
telling you.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
one of our big things is, and I'll tell you, we don't take all the credit for it, but last year we had 1,500 additional people. Now, not this summer. We're talking about
In 24.
24.
Yeah.
Yes.
1,500 people that voted in a category, and let me just say this, the Limestone County NAACP is nonpartisan, you all. We do not endorse candidates, okay? But I always tell all candidates, whatever we do, what we are doing, it's gonna help you if you're on the right side. If you're trying to do the right thing,
Yeah.
the people that we serve in Canvas and telephone banking, they understand when the NAACP is on the other line, what that means. It means you need to be on the right side. So the other thing is, we do report cards on candidates. We may not endorse a particular candidate,
Right.
but we expose people on the issues, okay? And that's really what counts, the issues.
100%. Because that's what we've always said. It's like let's do what's right. It doesn't
Absolutely.
matter, what side that you're on. It's like, let's just do right. And let's not cause harm to people or anything like that. And so anyways, that was great conversation, but we'll just go ahead and start diving in. So question 1, the city is known about these drainage and the sewage issues for years. What's the most revealing example in your view of how this problem has been ignored or delayed by city leadership?
Good question. And let me just give you a little bit of background about the NAACP.
Okay.
This situation came to our attention in 2022.
Wow.
2022, okay?
Wow.
And the way it happened to come to our attention was city council meeting, had a gentleman stand, and he says, Mr. Mayor, there's a sewage line running through my neighborhood. And I want to know if we're going to be able to connect to this sewage. line. And the mayor looked at him and said, "Sir, give them your number and I will give you a call back." And he went on, gave him the number and went on. But the mayor did not address what he was saying. Then we looked at another council meeting and there was another African American person. He was standing at the mic and he said, "I want to know all of this construction and that's going on in my neighborhood."
All those new neighborhoods that are coming up right down the road too.
This was not the new neighborhood.
Not yet.
This was their neighborhood.
Their neighborhood.
And a lot of people don't know this. The lines were coming through their Strain Road. It was coming from across West Strain Road,
Okay.
up under the interstate. And guess what? He was the second gentleman. He said, "And we're taxpayers.
Yeah.
We're just like everybody else. We've been wanting public sewage for many, many years. And these are lines coming through my neighborhood."
Yeah.
So hold on. You're saying the lines were already there.
They just haven't connected to them. Wow.
Better story.
Wow.
Already connected
Already
to them.
connected.
No, they're
Just-
not there for them, you all. The lines that these people talked about, when I addressed the fact about the construction and the big holes in the, people couldn't get out of the driveways to take their children to school that morning, had not even been notified. There was construction for a sewage line. Listen, the line was running up under the interstate to Strain Road West, the new subdivisions.
Wow.
Did you realize that?
No. That's why I was like, hold on.
These people have waste running through their community.
That's not even theirs.
It is not even there.
And they can't connect to
A
it.
lot of people are not aware of that, and we pointed that out in council meetings and everything. Matter of fact, when we speak with lawyers and people, community lawyers, that's the biggest horrific part of this equation. For years and years, you thinking at least we're getting a breakthrough. We're getting sewage. No. And if you'll notice, they haven't gotten nobody talks about those lines. They're talking about infrastructure, right?
Yeah.
Those lines are already gone down to those new subdivisions.
So why do you think this city has overlooked them?
I really believe Strain Road is a historically black community. We look and we know that there are disparities in other groups and other people in the city of Athens, but we can never come up with any logic behind the way they have treated Strain Road other than money and racism.
Yeah, that's because
new development.
Well, and you know, it's kind of like helping the what's the word I'm looking for? Helping the lower income people or something like that. It's the ones that can't give back to you. Like if that community can't do anything for us, then we're not going to do anything for them. It's been really unfortunate over the last year to see, because there was a lot of people that came out to that one particular city council meeting. I believe it was last November. And then it's kind of been crickets. I did ask Mr. Lucas at the State of the City last year. He said they were waiting on some grants to come in. But I know that Mr. Range has mentioned before, reimburse yourself when we get the grant money. Fix these people's sewage. Why the wait? So next question.
Before you move,
go ahead.
I was about to give you that little history. When we got involved. So the second gentleman, he was told the same thing.
Okay.
So at that point, we contacted some people over there in the community to find out this is what was happening. And it was just unreal. It was just unreal to us. But we started then to advocate alongside of Strain Road in 2022. And I know you feel like the other night was this big breakthrough. We've been at council meetings. Let me just tell you what the deal happened about when we started. When it first hit the news, it was big news. There was embarrassment for the city, exactly what we wanted, right?
Absolutely.
And we asked that night in the council meeting for an emergency meeting with the mayor immediately, community members and him. He had a meeting just like that.
Yeah.
Now, what we did tell him was that we want to see something done, and we want it done right away. He never disagreed with the plight, and that's the thing. It speaks to the fact that they've been knowing about this situation.
And they've almost like promised
way
it.
before 22.
Yeah.
They've been knowing.
And he's like, I want to do something. I mean, I feel like that's kind of been the narrative. Like, we want to help you. We're going to help you. I mean, that's the way that
If that was true,
wouldn't it have already been
Amanda,
done?
it would have been done.
Correct.
Let me just mention something to you all. I tell everybody. The city of Athens does whatever they want, whenever they want, and to whom they want.
Correct.
Okay? Let me tell you, there's always money for what they want. Okay? When we first talked to them, we said, this is an emergency. Same thing I was saying the other night. And when I said, you're dealing with humans, I don't know if you saw Ronnie Mark's face. Oh, he had that.
We saw him playing on his phone.
I wouldn't dare be inhumane with people, right? That type of expression. But let me just say this. It is what it is, you all. We told them from jump, why are you looking for money when you have money?
have it.
You have everything you need to do what you need to do for these people. Let me tell you, that's not a new song, you all.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you what happened. When we started to meet with him, the NAACP told him, said, we want to have monthly meetings to see the progress that you're making. First 2 meetings, he was pretty good. He said, we started some things. We got some lighting up there. We got, and we kept telling, because this, what you have to understand, Strain Road is lacking a lot of things, you all. We prioritize sewage and drainage, okay? They never had sidewalks in the community. They don't have your basic stuff. You really would think it was a county neighborhood rather than a city neighborhood.
Yeah.
So we were meeting with him, and he would give us updates. He would have his secretary in. We've done this up there. We've done this. We've done that. And we said, well, oh, that's great. That's great. So where are we going in terms of this drainage and sewage? Where is that going? And when we would ask the big things, he would become irritated.
Yeah.
Irritated. About the second month, he jumped time with us big time. Big time. And especially, when you have those hard questions, as you all always say, they don't want you to ask the hard question.
Right.
They want you to be submissive. They want you to go along with whatever they're doing, and we refuse to do it.
Yeah.
So, but at that time, 2 months later, after the rally at the council meeting, we had more people there than was there last week. There was more people at that meeting, and people were standing, and the citizens were coming to the mic, telling the residents, telling their plight and what was going on, right? It was still in the news. It was that horrific that it stayed in the news.
Yeah.
We had reporters following us out of the doors, and then we had press conferences. But after about 3 months, the news died down. Ronnie Marks knew that, and he started to be so belligerent.
He's like, all I have to do is just bide my time.
Yes, and he stopped even updating us, and we found it unnecessary to keep going to the meetings. We changed and told the citizens, let's go to the council meetings.
Yeah.
Let's raise hell. Okay? And they did for so long, you all, up until January 2024. I know you're thinking that those residents are not attending the meetings. They would actually go there, talk about what was happening. We would advocate alongside of them. And the council members, as well as Mayor Marks, would be stiff as a board.
Oh, they won't answer.
They wouldn't even answer questions, anything.
They quit even looking. They won't even look up when I speak now.
So in January of 24, we gave, really, I'm sorry, it was fall of 23.
Okay.
We gave them an ultimatum. We said by January of 24, we need a plan on paper. We need your intent. We want something to see something.
Just
from
a plan,
you,
just something.
something from you that you're working toward helping these people.
Yeah.
January 24 rolls around, nothing. That night, everybody was at the meeting. We declared that night that we were going to take a different route.
Yeah.
You apparently don't want to help these people. You've already violated their rights.
Right.
And you're opening yourself up to investigations. And we said it just like this.
Mm-hmm.
The kind where they move the rock and look what's under it.
Mm-hmm.
You will regret that you have not done what you needed to do.
Yeah.
Because you've opened a can of worms.
Mm-hmm.
You're not serving these people. And from that night on, at that council meeting, Strain Road decided that they were going to stop going to the meetings. Now let me just tell you, they didn't stop working, nor did we,
behind the
on
scenes, yeah.
what was going on. Because we really, in fact, knew that they were going to do something, right? Something. But then we also knew that it was probably going to be a long-winded process. But what we did do, and I do want to mention this to you all, something I think is very important about Strain Road. Strain Road community is an organized community now. They are applying to be a 501c3. Okay? We felt like, and at the same time, we went legal.
Yeah.
We started getting legal advice. We decided to turn our attention from them that weren't doing anything to see what the other results would be. So to empower that community, which that was the big thing about advocacy. We didn't only go to that community and just say, let's go to the council meeting. You got to understand, in underserved communities, and that's what we call them, they're not being served by this city, in many cases not by the state. So we asked these people to organize and find some real backbone,
Yeah.
right? And that's exactly what they did. And I want you to know that we're working alongside of them right now. It's some things were put on pause when Donald Trump became president. I have to admit that too.
Yeah.
But we're working alongside them. And I do want to say this. We're not giving up the legal fight in terms of that community. There is that private lawsuit, but there's some other things. Even though they say they're doing the right thing and they're gonna, these people have been damaged severely.
Well, and then the
Yeah,
timeline.
I mean, the trust has just been broken.
100%.
So you can say, "Oh, this money's coming," until you see somebody actually doing something. You don't believe it.
Well, and then you have to start. They're like, well, it's not going to happen overnight. First, we have to do the engineering development for the drainage system, and they act like it's going to take years and years and years. But I think let's go on to our next question. So here it goes. We've watched Athens. This ties right into some of this other stuff that we were talking about before we started recording. We've watched Athens move quickly for developers, tax incentives, abatements, major retail projects, while places like Strain Road have waited decades for basic infrastructure. What does that say about like the city priorities? Because I know recently too, they just they're committing $400,000 a year to the Athens State renovation too. Is $4 million. So when you look at the recent abatements for TJ Maxx, now that. I mean, you're looking at close to $15 million.
You also add in the $2.2 million for the Tri-Green building that they just purchased last week.
Just go down the list.
Keep going down.
Go down the list. Let me just say what it speaks to. It speaks to the fact that they prioritize corporate. They and it's a quote. Ronnie Marks made a quote some years back. He said, "That's our priority: is to grow this city. Is to grow this city." And at the time, he was referring to Mazda, Toyota, the corporate end of it. Have no problem with growth. Matter of fact, we know that's a necessity.
Right.
It's for this city to grow. But if you do not prioritize families, and you're just looking at corporate, you're just looking at developers, you're doing an injustice to everyday people. And those people include Strain Road.
It's kind of like when you get a new cell phone when they're like, or your cable, it's like, well, you've been with us for 5 years, so now you pay $100 a month, and it's like, but for a new person gets to pay $40. Like,
Thank you.
why?
Thank you. And I usually call them up when I find
Yeah, I do too. I'm like, new people get
I'm
this.
your loyal customer.
I'm like, I want the new deal. Like, I'm been loyal to you. Like, what are you not giving me this cheaper deal for?
We said that precisely about the historically black community, Strain Road. These people have poured into this city for years and years.
And they love it
And you're
here.
going to treat them like this?
Yeah.
You're going to surround them, enclose them with new development.
And that's all that's around there.
I do want to mention this to you all, in case you don't have this little historical fact. Strain Road has been bearing the burdens of this city, right? It's not only the interstate that divided their community. They had the landfill. They placed a landfill there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? It was
Wow, yeah.
later closed, but it's
But still.
one thing after another about Strain Road. It is a target for whatever they want to not do to help these people, and for whatever they want to bring.
Do you think it's to like force them out?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's what we always say. That's the design.
Yeah, that's what we.
That's what we
That's
thought.
what we thought too. That by
That
design.
somebody said that would make a great overpass right there.
Yes, yes.
So-
And there has been talk, about a road, a through road,
Right.
from Strain Road west across to Strain Road east, Lindsay Lane, so people can have better access to get to Buc-ee's. Have you heard that?
Well,
It's been real talk.
Yeah. Well, that's why
The city.
when you look at a specific person who owns one of the houses over there, it's like, oh, do they just want to come in and buy all of that out? Yeah, I mean,
You make it where the people is untenable.
They get offers to sell at all
the time.
all
Yeah.
the time. That is the idea,
Yeah.
really, for them to just
Take
disappear.
over, yeah.
They would move, and we know that those people that live there, if they were to sell, and they're not going to give them prime rate. I understand that. That's that other piece in underserved communities. They won't get fair market value.
no.
They will not.
No.
Therefore, those developments, they won't be able to move into any of those homes. So for that reason, we've asked the city, start to develop Strain Road.
Exactly.
How about that?
How about that?
Let's develop Strain
And
Road.
so, well, see, that's kind of what we said about North Athens too. Was it was intentionally ran down so certain landlords could come in and buy houses out for pennies on the dollar, and it's the same playbook, just a
is.
different part of the city now.
It really is. It really
So
is.
we're going to do one more question, and then we're going to start a new episode because we're hitting our 30 minutes. I knew I'm a talker, and you are too, so we we could just go on and on. So you use the word emergency, where families are unable to flush toilets, molds worsening health conditions, people being forced out of their homes. I know the one lady talked about having cancer. What are some of the real human consequences that you've seen because of the city's inaction?
It is one of the saddest things I've dealt with in late years, to see human feces on the ground where a person is residing. One gentleman talks about burning 11 candles in the home just to subside the stench that's inside the home. So a lot of times, and this is another piece, it took me a while to realize this. A lot of times, people don't even want to talk to you about that's what's going on in their home.
Exactly. I mean,
So it's an embarrassment.
It is.
It's an embarrassment,
Yeah.
you all. But yeah, to see that close up, to hear the testimonies, to go inside. I've been in the homes. I've been in some of the homes. To go out there when the flooding is going on, it's horrific.
It is.
To see elderly people, to see a daughter trying to make sure she gets her elderly mother out of the tub before the stuff bags up into the tub. Get her out of the tub safely. So it's any number of things that we've seen, we know of, and the heartening thing about it is that the city knows about it.
Yeah.
These same people have been before them to talk about what actually is going on. And it took us a while to convince them to actually tell it. You have to tell the story. And that's the reason I don't fail to tell people, so that you can connect with how these people are living.
And I when you think about that, because you've seen some of this stuff, because we've just gotten involved in this since like last August, so just about 15 months now. And so seeing some of like the videos where the water, when it's raining and how it's flooding. So now hearing, which we've known about the sewage, but putting like a real story to it, the sewage is even further down the line. The drainage is even the first thing. So you're talking, is the sewage even is it really on the plan? It's not on the radar, because and I've heard them say this, the sewage is first. We've got to get the sewage, or the drainage, I'm sorry. We've got to do the environmental, or the engineering design for the drainage. And that was talked about earlier this year, so nearly a year ago.
$4 million on that.
Yeah. And so now, and that's not even, we haven't even started that. We're only doing the engineering phase of it. So these people are still going to, I mean, why, how is it that Buc-ee's got built so quick? Or how is it that TJ Maxx got built so quick? Or how is it that we've already started the renovations at Athens State while we're giving $4 million to that? Why? I mean, it's just a whole lot of questions.
It makes you wonder, like, this is America. Stuff like, you read about this in third world countries. You don't expect it in your backyard.
This is not a first world country. Should not be a first world country problem. Right.
Absolutely. I agree so much with you, what you're saying. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
Yeah.
And I don't try to put one to it. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm straight up. They have not done what they're supposed to do, and they're still fumbling around, doing this, doing that. Even with the surveys, I don't even know if you all are knowledgeable. The surveys that they took in the community.
I didn't know about that.
We told them, stop front. Hey, come on. That's just a kick the can.
Yeah.
All that is. And also it was an intimidation
it.
tactic as well. You remember the other night when I kept stressing the fact that these people need to be assured that they will not have to pay connection.
Because you were like, I want it in writing. I want this in writing.
And we feel like we're going to be able to deal with Michael Griffin.
He's really nice. I really do like Michael.
We feel like that's who we will be doing our follow-ups with, not the mayor. Not at all. But yes, you see this every day. I tell people all the time, stop trying to make sense of it and just see it for what it is. Okay?
Jared, he has said, he was like, sometimes it's not complicated. It's literally right in front of your face.
It really is. It really is.
I couldn't imagine, like, looking at normally you look at the forecast and you're like, oh, it's going to be hot, cold, or whatever. I couldn't imagine, like, dreading it raining.
Like,
you know, like,
can you believe it? It's just a whole.
I better get my shower today because I may not be able to take one for 4 days.
Thank you.
You
know that's absurd. It really, you think about it, it couldn't be true.
Surely not.
No,
right? Surely
this
not.
This could not be real in 2022 back then. 20.
Now we're 3 years.
Here we are now in 25. But yeah, it's real.
Wow.
And I don't make excuses for them. Not one bit. There is no excuse.
Right.
Okay?
100%.
The applying, ADAM, in this regard, yes. And we even invited ADAM here. We knew all the money. After we saw that they would not use their own capital revenue, then we said, look, let them come in a community meeting. We had a community meeting that was really, really well attended. And by the way, everybody came to the meeting. Of course, all the councilmen cannot come in the same sitting. But Danny Crawford, our state representative, I don't know if you all are familiar with him. Danny Crawford has been a voice in some regards. We invited him to that meeting that night. He didn't say anything except for, I will be there. The mayor, Diane, I got another meeting that same night. Guess what? Danny Crawford was at that same meeting that night, and he made
both.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, all of them that came made their way to that meeting. But Adam came in that night and explicitly told them, I have $58 million for projects just like this.
Yeah.
He said, you can waive any connection fees for these people. These people are already underserved. They're suffering.
Right.
We need to come to their rescue right now. We need to do it. He told them that in the meeting. And couple of our council meeting members, Mr. Wells. Have to give it to Mr. Wells.
I like Mr. Wells.
Mr. Wells is a born politician. I am. He's a born politician. But you know what? He tries to rationalize things. And if things make sense, he's going to say, hey, no, we got to do this. And that's exactly what he said that night. We asked all of them, what are you going to do about this? But we also knew that Ronnie Marks had to start it. If it didn't come across there for them to vote on, it was because Ronnie Marks didn't want it to happen. So, but Wells.
Yeah, because he's the one who sets the agenda.
He does.
Well, all right. Well, we have been talking. We're going to end this one, and we will have another one. So, thank you guys for listening, Miss Diane Steele. Thank you so much for coming on.
Having me.
And so, till next time, guys.